All right. Well, good morning and welcome. Good to see Tara and Shan on the call. Shan, I still can't hear you, but that's okay. We'll get started. So just quickly.
I'm here.
You're there. We can hear
Hello.
you. Hello.
Okay, I'm just sorting out the video.
Okay, that's all
One
right.
out of two, not bad.
This is true. We've missed you. I was just telling Tara how much we've missed you.
Oh, thank you, ladies.
All right, well, let's get stuck into it. So this morning we're going to look at the topic of the month is lead generation. So I want to take you through the full process. Last month we looked at sales and all of that, but this month very much about really looking at how you are pitching whatever it is that you're pitching, but what is the back end system to it. So we're going to go through the full process, the entire process that I use from start to finish for lead generation, and then you'd use that right across networking, online and offline. So it's across the board. Your system is this system. So we're going to go through that today. We're going to look at what you need to design, implement and execute, because there are quite a few components. So this month is probably, there are a few other topics that quite need a lot of work, but this particular month, I'd really want all of you to really focus on really taking the time to get this done, because if you've got this down pack right, then your back end system is going to be working really, really well. So let's go through the whole thing. Q&As and then accountability around the table. Now let's quickly look at last month's topics. I know, Shan, you weren't on the call. Did you watch last month's recording by any chance, Shan?
Sorry, it's sorted out.
No, that's all right.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, sorry, just got to get this video sorted out. Yeah, no, I haven't had a chance to do it, unfortunately. I've had an interesting month, and yeah, so I won't go into it, but yeah, it's just been a bit challenging. So, but anyway, so no, the short of it, no, I haven't had a chance to.
Okay, that's all right. Given that Tara and you are both on the call, and I don't have Karen on the call, which I'll talk to her later, it is really important that we take about an hour and a half sometime in June to actually go through your business one-on-one, because that's one of the things that you're entitled to a part of this program. So Shan, if you want to do it face-to-face at the Waterman, at Metro Cafe, we can do that. Otherwise, we can do it online, and the same applies to you, Tara. So if you want to do it one day after networking, or you want to come down, or you want to do it online, I really want to go through both of your business models again. I know we go through this all the time, but I just want to see where you're at. What are you doing outside of this space? I know, Tara, you and I talk about your online lead generation that you're currently doing, but let's look at the business as a whole again sometime this month, because I want to make sure that you are on track to what it is that you want to achieve come December. So Shan, at the end of this call, if we can book in a time, and Tara, yeah, same applies to you, and Karen, I'll touch base with you outside of this space. So, all right. So Tara, let's just switch to you now. I'll check in with Shan later. How are you tracking with your Facebook challenge that you're doing? I know we spoke about it last week in terms of the context of it, but the overall from where you were last month to this month, where are you at? What's going on? What needs to happen? Give us the rundown. You're on mute.
Are you there? I forgot I was muted. I've got an update on what we discussed on Tuesday, actually, because it was only Tuesday we got together. The figures that I gave you weren't accurate because there was another amount that I didn't see being charged. So the total cost has been $221.
Okay.
So that at their conversions, that's a cost of $8.50 each conversion, which is phenomenal in my view.
Yeah, that is really high. $8.50 is really high for a lead. Yes, especially given that it is a free challenge, and you're spending much to acquire them, and then you've got to go through your other sales system to upsell them the program. So okay, so
exactly. And the the only lucky thing for that is that we have 4. Just to give you some background, the challenge has had in total 46 registrations, of which 30 are in the Facebook group, which is a great percentage. I expected about 40. And as with all of these kinds of things, you don't get everybody interacting. So I have 4 committed daily activities who post every day. We have 3 who commit posting most days, and 3 actually others who just post sporadically, which is probably not a bad percentage, but given the level of the interaction of the 4 that post every day, I would expect 3 of those to convert to the program. Given their level of interaction. Now I could be completely wrong, and it doesn't mean others who aren't interacting aren't doing the challenge. It's just they're not posting, so they might be converted from that too. So I would think, I don't know, Stan can tell me if she thinks differently, but I would think that 4 conversions from this would be a pretty good expected ratio.
Yeah, okay. So my question is, let's say you do convert 4 or 5 into the upsell, which is going to happen next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would there be profit in it? If you've spent $220 on Facebook ads, would there be a profit if you sold 4 or 5 upsells?
There will be some, but not much, given that I've got to give the joint venture part of that, the joint venture person part of that. And I don't have the time frame. I don't have the time in my time frame to get some of the online platform stuff done for that between now and then. So given that I'm so busy, so I'm going to have to engage someone else to do that, which means, loss. So there'll be a small profit out of this one. But the good thing about this is it's rinse, repeat. So the next one will be much more profit margin because all the fundamentals and the structure is in place. So it's the biggest loss for the next one, again, will be Facebook ads. And I've sent you, and you'll see in the email I sent you that I've got a whole other question around that next thing, or the next phase that we're going into. Given that there'll only be 4 conversions or expected between 2 and 4 conversions into the program, I want more people than that in the program. So how am I going to do that, and blah, blah, blah. So yes, I don't know if that answered all of your question, but...
No, that answers my question. As you said, it is very much of a rinse-repeat process that you're going to be using with this challenge, because in terms of, now Facebook is working, you just need to tweak it, So Facebook is working, you need to tweak it, and you need to get the price down. You definitely, because I think if you can keep the lead cost to possibly between $1.50 and about $2.50, then you're doing okay. But $8.50 is still too high, way too high for a low cost entry when the upsell is not really going to be profitable. So we'll rejig that as we go through today. So just
we know the initial cost for the initial setup for your first round isn't going to get high profit margin anyway. It's the subsequent rounds that are much more high profit round.
Yes, definitely. Just Sean, to give you some context, Tara's running Facebook ads for a free challenge for people to register and participate. And we're just discussing how we can bring the price down, because last week we thought it was sitting at about $2.50 for her to acquire somebody's information. But Facebook, she's gone through the process, and now she's just realized there has been a higher cost. So every person that essentially got into a database has cost her $8.50, which is quite high, because I want her to bring the price down right to about $1.50 to $2.50 ideal. So we've just got to rejig it just so you kind of know what we're on about. We're trying to bring that down for the next round. She's going to keep repeating, every so often, probably about 4 times a year. Tara, you were saying?
Yeah, so the next one for this will be September. And then I probably won't run another one until early next year. I might do a December one just to see how it goes a couple months later.
Yeah.
I mean, is that an unexpected cost? I mean, when you talk about, $8 for the marketing, is that caught you off guard, or was that unexpected, or is that what was set up?
It was, yeah, so I didn't expect my budget for the whole ad campaign, because Sam and I talked about a pre-campaign and a campaign where the pre-campaign didn't talk about the challenge, but then the campaign for selling the challenge. And I expected to spend about $160 for both of those, not $220. Now, it's only $40 more, but it does reduce the margin, especially when I expected to get a lot more conversions out of it. So when Sam and I were originally talking, we talked about a minimum conversion. I think it was about 300, 400.
Yeah.
We got nowhere near that.
Yeah. So
As I said, we got a conversion of 46.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to rework that. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get into this month's task. So as I said to both of you, it's really important that we catch up this month for an hour and a half to go through the business. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll do that at the end of this call, or even outside. Just text me or Facebook chat me and let's organize a time to lock that in. Okay, so the lead generation system, I'm going to go through this for Facebook, LinkedIn, and then offline marketing, which could be network, could be direct mail, snail mail, whatever you want to call it. We're going to go through the full process.
Great.
Throughout the process, if you've got questions, ask the questions while we're going through rather than waiting to the end, because this can get quite complex and then you're probably going to go, oh, I forgot what I was going to ask. So if you've got a burning question, I can see you, I can see you on the screen. There's Sean. We can see Sean's face. So let's go through the process. So the first point of this I'm going to take you through is online. Let's look at Facebook and LinkedIn purely, and then look at how we can take it offline. Yeah? Okay. Are we good? Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Good. All right. So I'm speaking purely from Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm not going to cover other platforms, just Facebook. So I want you to pay attention to the purple little diagram, the different colored purple boxes. So you've got your end goal, which you can see first. Then that goes into time frame, financial costs, and that includes staffing, contractors, outsourcing. If you're getting somebody to do some graphic work for you, that all goes into financial costs. From there, the next diagram is system, process, and content. System is where you are using, let's say, you are using lead pages, or you are using an external platform to do what it needs to get done, or even your website, but you're using a different landing page, which means that you need to remodel it. It's not like copy and paste. So if you've got your website and you're trying to drive traffic to a specific landing page, you need to actually input things, hook things up, like an opt-in box, a downloadable resource, whatever that might be. There's a system around that. It's not just going, oh, I've got it on my website, it's ready to go. You've got to actually build something around it. So that's what I'm talking about, the system. The next one below that interlinks is the process. The process is where you have to then create a downloadable resource, an offer, a voucher. Maybe with Sean, with somebody like you, it could be going on site and doing an analysis. It might be some sort of offer that you've got, whatever that is, that's your process. So now the process has to talk to the website or the landing page or whatever you've got interlinking, if that makes sense. So landing page and offer coming together. Now, once that comes together, the next part to that puzzle, which is down below on the light purple there, is your content. What are you going to be saying to the people that are looking at this? So now you've got to think of creative ways to draft the message on the landing page of the website. Or we are still talking online, so I'm not going to give you an example of offline. So let's say you've got your website, you've got / let's say, downloadable resource, and then you've got to go, okay, I've got to put the button for people to click download. That button has to link to your CRM or GetResponse, MailChimp, whatever you've got going. So the button has to link there. That's a technical thing. So that's a system and a process attached. From there, you've got to think, what are you going to say on this landing page? So when somebody lands on that, it's going to give them enough information about what is happening, what they need to do, and the benefits. So you need to take them essentially through like a sales process on your landing page. Now, Tara, you already have that going because you've got this challenge going. But for you, Shan, on your website, this will be crucial. And that's why I said to both of you, it is time that we catch up so I can go through this in detail looking at one of your screens so I can highlight what needs to change, what needs to be tweaked, how you can do it better. Or if there's a technical issue, I can take you through the process. Or if you've got it down right packed, then great. Either way, I want to see this. It's really important that I get to know what's happening in the background to make sure this lead generation system, if there is a little stuff up in this little funnel, you're stuck, because then leads are dropping off. People are coming in, they're not fed, they're not nurtured, you're not adding value, they're out. So that's why I said to you, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, or networking or direct mail, this needs to be downright packed, locked to the point that nobody's going to fall off the system. It's a bit like, for example, just to give you an example, you're on this program, yeah? Now, for whatever reason, if I forgot to send you an email fortnightly and the monthly reminder giving you the link to this call, that's a glitch in my system. I cannot afford to do that because you're on a program. So whether I've got a headache, whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm eating, it doesn't matter. You need to get that on a Monday or a Tuesday reminding you, hey guys, I'm going to see you on Friday at 9:15. Here's the link. That needs to come out regardless of what is going on in my environment. So you are in the loop. Same with your fortnightly reminder. Hey guys, it's been 2 weeks. How are you tracking? That needs to come. At whatever point, no matter what's going on, that reminder needs to come, because that's what I told you were going to get. You were going to get a live call. You were going to get a fortnightly message. So that is a part of this system, because the end goal, just to give you context, is for you to be on this live call every month. So the time frame, I have to honor that. I have to have the system going. And then, if, let's say I was paying somebody to send those emails, which in case I'm not, because I'm sending it through having it on autopilot, then that person is spent half an hour. So from their hourly wage of, let's say I was paying them $25 an hour, okay, well, $12.50 was a financial cost to me to send that, to get those emails out to you, because that was built into the equation. Do you see what I mean? So it's everything system. Whether that's delivering face-to-face, whether that's you going out to a client, it's all in the system and the process. So you've got your system, you've got your process, and then you've got your content. So the content is where essentially I'm saying, hey guys, we're live on Friday, da 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 da. But if this was a landing page, obviously the process will be different. And that's what I want to go through with each of you individually, to make sure that your landing page is funneling in the key points, but it's also somewhat of a sales process to make sure that you're right on there, as opposed to just slapping content on there for the sake of having content on there. Because there's nothing worse than having content, as Samantha says, put content, and it makes no sense. Yeah. Now from there, we're moving into the other box, which is the 5 little circles at the end. So from there, the content part, which is where I've shown you, you have got FB, meaning Facebook, organic. So this is just going out across your network organically. So you're not actually, you're just sharing it. You're not putting on a specific platform. You might be sharing it from Facebook, you might be sharing it from email, just organic. The next one is website or a landing page. So if you have, yes.
Sorry, Samantha. Tara, would you be able to mute, because we're getting a lot of cafe noises in the background?
Sure.
Sorry.
So
okay,
with the landing page, this would be for you, Tara. This would be your challenge, your downloads, your opt-in, claim this offer, all that. Shan, for you, this would be a little bit different, because your landing page would be really highlighting one of your services that you might be talking about, and you might be driving traffic to that particular landing page to find out more. The reason I say you might be is I need to look at the model again now. Let's look at from what you're talking about to what you're saying to where are you driving them. Because we, when we caught up, I think it was in January or February, we said we don't want them to go to the home page. We want them to go to a landing page. So from the landing page, what are they getting? If you're talking about, okay, everybody needs to be on the cloud, then it needs to talk about this, and this is something that we offer ongoing as a retainer for us to be your IT guy without you having somebody in-house. So that needs to be a landing page. Yeah. That needs to have content, that needs to have an opt-in where they can say, I want to find out more, where they put their name, their business, their email address, and their mobile number. So that's all a part of the website landing page, okay?
Yeah.
From there, you've got your database. This is where both of you are. I know, Tara, you've got this. Sean, I'm not sure whether you have this, but I'm going to go through this anyway. This is where when you connect with someone and they say, oh, I'd love for you to come down. For you, this would apply, Sean. Come down, give me a quote on how much this would cost. You need to have a database set up. And that database could be on MailChimp, which is free to set up. Not too technical. I mean, because I've had to play with it. I've been on there for less than a year before I moved across to the software that I currently use. But it would be crucial, Sean, for you to have this database where your database is where you can nurture these clients on a monthly basis at a bare minimum. And a lot of IT companies don't do that because they go, oh, we just don't do that. But by not doing that, you're letting the potential client forget you because you've not said anything after you've gone on there and you've done whatever. You've probably left them a magnet, you've left them a business card, great. But are they seeing that magnet or that business card every few days or every week? Possibly not, unless, the magnet is just on their computer thing where it's just sitting on their table. Yeah, on the case, that's what I was looking for.
There's so much you can add in, just little tips each week or each month or something that they would value stuff they don't know.
Exactly. So there could be a little thing. So I want to look at those little things, Sean, and the database. That would be my biggest thing for you this month, to get your database really up and running so you can start nurturing these people, because I would assume you're having great conversations. But then, they kind of go, yeah, we've got to get onto that. And then they kind of forget. And there could be a little bit of a gap in your business, which I don't know whether it is currently happening or it's not, but that's what I want to go through. Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Yep, cool. And then, look, this might be something you guys consider, maybe not. That's okay. I'm going to talk about it anyway. This is where you could use a blog. Now, Tara, for you, this would actually work a lot better than Sean because of your audience type. Sean's audience is probably not looking to read blogs and all that. However, they might be looking where Sean could replace that with like a video element. I know, Sean, you probably don't want to be on video, but you don't need to be on video. It could be just your voice talking about some processes. So we'll look at that as well for you, Sean, okay? But for you, Tara, in terms of a blog, it might be because, you're quite onto the landing pages and you can create something like that. Maybe you start looking at having a monthly blog that kind of feeds a similar audience to who you're trying to target in this. And you start sharing the blog across the groups, which then says at the bottom of the blog, register for our expressed interest or register for our upcoming challenge. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you can share the blog as content with value to, like, let's say 3-4 Facebook groups and across different networks. That would be a good lead in low cost because you're not actually spending any money for that process other than your time. I know that there's still pricing more because it is your time.
Oh, but it's minimal. But that's part of what I've got in the email to you, like what's our strategy from now till the program starts. And that's beautiful. One of the things. Blog is easier for me than written blog because I can talk much better than I can write.
Yeah.
You guys probably noticed that. Plus it's quicker to produce. What was that, Sean? That's one thing I'm thinking, but my head then just goes, there's so many topics I can cover. I've got to be strategic about what and in what order. So that's where I probably need your feedback.
Yeah, so as you said, if you've got all these topics that you think you can possibly talk about, then let's do that in your 1.5 hour session. Yeah, let's look at, okay, Samantha, I think I want to talk about A, B, C, D, E, F. Hang on, let's talk about A, C, and D only, because A, C, and D will actually have a good lead in to the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to look at that not from a topic perspective, but how that is interconnected to what it is that you're selling. Yeah? Oh, they're both on mute. Okay, you're both on mute. I'm going, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're listening.
Okay, so then Tara, you go from video to a video, content delivery to then taking them into a lead into the challenge. Because I did, and I told you this last week, when I noticed you a lot more on Facebook in the lead up to this challenge, and then you kind of dropped off the radar. So you were just picking momentum when you decided to stop. And that is not ideal. I know you're time poor, but record one in the car, Tara. I don't know. Get the phone out, record it.
I don't like recording them in the car. But anyway, okay, I take your point. I'll make more point of doing little ones, even if they're 1 minute here and there.
Just 1 minute here and there, because, let's say you get to the kids' school and, you've got 5 minutes before the bell goes or 5 minutes before you get out. You could record too, but you don't need to play it in that same week or in that same fortnight. Does that make sense? Like you could record it, have it. One could go out today. Let's say you record it today. Today's Friday, so you put that on Friday. The other one won't go on next week on Tuesday, the following Tuesday. Do you know what I'm saying? But you've got content ready to go because you were popping up on my newsfeed when you did that stuff with Lisa and without. But then you dropped, and I'm like, what happened to her? She was on a roll, and then you dropped, because you've got to remember, in the psychology of people, if you're constantly showing up on their newsfeed, they bloody remember. Oh, whether they like you or not, they remember you and the message, and they're like, oh yeah, it was really interesting. Tara's suddenly doing videos. Tara's doing videos.
It's funny you say that, because one of the people who joined the challenge, who's one of the ones that posts every single day, had actually made a comment that if this came up in I can't remember if she said on the right-hand side or in a newsfeed, but she said if it wasn't from someone I trusted and I knew, because there's so many other things on Facebook that are offer challenges and courses and stuff, then I wouldn't have jumped into this. So I don't know that what you're saying, that being in that newsfeed builds trust, but certainly obviously builds more familiarity, let's say.
Yep, exactly. And this is where, even just yesterday, I was having a conversation with someone and they said to me, oh, but Samantha, I don't really want to be in front of the camera. And, I'm really careful of, if I was to be in front of the camera doing a selfie, I'd be really cautious of my environment. And I said, great. Okay, so you've got concerns about your environment. You've got concerns about, being on camera. I said, what's stopping you from doing a PowerPoint presentation that you currently do and record your voice over it on your laptop and play that? Oh, yeah, I can do that. That's not going to be too hard. Okay, so you can talk for a minute or a little bit less, a little bit more on a few slides explaining what it is that you do and giving some people some tips. You can do that. Yeah. So then you can do video. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't necessarily have to be in the car recording a selfie. You don't need to be recording this like this. There are so many workarounds. Like for you, Sean, let's say you said to me, no, don't want to have a camera in front of me, don't want to record, don't want to say this. You could have little animated videos done on Fiverr that each video is probably going to cost you, give or take, about maybe 15 to 20, 25 Aussie dollars once it's done on Fiverr. And they'll brand it, they'll put icon systems and data, they'll do the full thing. And you can, you don't even need to do a lot. You could do essentially, let's say, 6 videos. So for less than $160, you can do 6 videos, all animated, all branded on Fiverr. Okay. And then you can just play it to your audience, share it on different places, and it could be on a YouTube channel, it could be playing off on your website, which means when people type, not only do they find your website having information, but it's bouncing off YouTube, so your rankings online is a lot higher because you've got content. So this is all about incorporating, content across Facebook, organic, website, database, you'll send them the link, and then like a video blog or just a blog. So you're creating one piece of content and then you're just spreading it out. It's a bit like, when you cook, you make one thing and then you serve 5 people. So that's what I'm trying to get both of you, and then Karen, when I talk to her, thinking as well. One thing, 5 ways. Don't try. And even yesterday on one of the calls I said, the moment you go, I've got to talk about A, B, C, D, E, F, and you're trying to create all these different things, you're stuffed because you're going, oh my God, I don't have time.
Yeah.
But if you just want to talk about one thing, let's say for example, you go, okay, this is such a burning topic at the moment, and I don't know, I don't know how to break it down. Just do one thing and then just break it into business.
Yeah. So, Sean, ideas that came into my head when Sam was talking, you can do that for your blog quite easily. But as reusable content on your website, you could do jargon. Break down the jargon for people. Today we're going to talk about NAS. What's a NAS? What does it do? How does it work? What does it mean? Where would I put it? And then you can say, well, and if you don't want to do any of that, you get me to do it.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there's a whole lot of jargon terms that people don't understand, and they get thrown around. They go, and then they just go, no, I'm not doing anything I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Beautiful. So essentially, when we catch up, I want to go through this full process, this purple flow chart individually with both of you, systematically, but also then look at what are you actually going to talk about in content, because this is where the game changer happens. It's all good to say I've got a time frame. It's all good to say, yep, I know how much I'm going to spend. A bit, like you might say, okay, I'm going to spend $200 or $300 or $150, whatever that is. Then you might go, okay, well, the system is I need to link up this, this, and this. Great. So you can do that. You'll have a process. Great. But if the content is crap and it's not engaging what you're trying to say, then you've lost them. So this is where the content is crucial. And I'm not saying you need to have a lot of content, because most of my landing pages probably would take you less than 1.5 minutes to read. Like, not even actually, probably about 1 minute to read, because there are a few pictures. Click here, opt in, tells you what it covers. Then all my landing pages are linked to my Facebook newsfeed, so people can see what's trending on my Facebook straight away. That's just done strategically, so it just has another element to it. But what I'm saying is the content is short but punchy. And then I just leave it, because I'm like, if they're not getting the punchy way, then they are not a good fit for me, because I'm all about being short and punchy and, on that aspect. I'm not a long storytelling kind of person. So if they want a lot of storytelling and a lot of an image around what it does that I do, then I'm probably not the ideal person for them to work with. And I'm okay with that. Does that make sense? So you kind of want to find your rhythm on the content, the way you talk, the way you would say things, so that when they read the landing page or they watch a video, or what's the other one, or from your database, when you send them emails, it needs to sound just like you on how you would talk if you were on the phone. So if Sean's like, a lot more not so techy and very friendly, then you'd want it to be, here's one thing to remember the next time you do this. Just do that, and then go from the team at, Icon Systems and Data, or whatever it is that you might want to say. So it doesn't need to be long and lengthy. It could be very short. It could be, 2 lines that are a tip, and then you could, talk about why this is currently trending and whatever it is, and then you just sign off. And then Tara would do something different, because Tara has more of a storytelling process where she might talk them through a pain point. So your pain point on video and database and through your landing page would be a pain point, a frustration, and what the ideal outcome is, and how clients have made the transformation through like a testimonial. So then Tara would frame it completely different to Sean. But essentially, you're both replicating this purple box. Purple flow chart. Yeah. All right. So from there, we're going to switch on to the little cone that you've got, where you can see it's in multicolors. So this applies to, again, both Facebook and LinkedIn. Now, with the traffic is where you might take Facebook, you might take LinkedIn, you will take networking, and you would take direct mail. Those 4 components sit on the top green one under traffic. Now, at a networking event, if someone has that conversation with you, or on Facebook, if someone's comments going, oh, that's really awesome, I never knew that, this is your lead capturing opportunity. So it drops from traffic that is interested to a possible lead, one down. If someone ever comments on your Facebook feed, meaning if you put something business related on your business page, or you share it to, you put it on your business page, then you share it to your Facebook page, and somebody likes or comments, it is absolutely crucial that you acknowledge that. So you like and you comment back, whether that's a smiley face, that's a thumbs up, whatever it is, you need to do that. That is a part of community management on Facebook. Community management on Facebook has a massive impact on when people feel connected to you. The reason being is, let's look at this from a big picture. Tara or Sean put something on their Facebook page. Cool. They put it on their Facebook page and then they share it to their personal one. So you put it there, you click the share button, and it says load to personal timeline. So it loads then to the personal timeline. Now on the personal timeline, I see it. So let's say Tara's video, I see it and I go, I like it, and I comment. That is awesome, Tara, such a great tip, thank you. Now Tara might say, oh, but I'm not online all the time. Yeah, I get that. But when you're back online, you need to go in, like it, and comment going, hey Samantha, and make sure you're tagging me in that comment and saying, hey Samantha, thanks, really appreciate it, or whatever you might say. Or you might just do a smiley face, or you might just give me the thumbs up, whatever it is. The reason is, when you do that, they get a notification. When they get a notification, your name pops up to the top of their mind. Because let's imagine this. You see a video today, you comment on it. Tara's busy, she doesn't see it. Or Sean's busy, he doesn't see the comment that has come through from me the whole of today, because you're out servicing clients, you might be with your family, whatever it is that you might be doing. Right. Come Saturday, I have forgotten that I saw your video yesterday. Yeah, because now I'm busy. I forget. And then suddenly I get a notification going, Tara commented on your post. And I'm going, Tara? Hang on, Tara. I don't know Tara. Hang on, I don't know. And then I go, oh, I'll just look at the notification. I'm like, oh, that's right, that video. So 24 hours later, I might have forgotten on the post. I might have forgotten about the video. I might have forgotten your name. But then you trigger me. And I go, oh, that's right. And then I like it. So now you've triggered me. Now what happens is that trigger is only one touch point. Currently on Facebook and LinkedIn, you need anywhere between 7 to 13 touch points before somebody feels a connection. That's massive, isn't it? When you think about it, oh my God, like somebody needs to hear from me 7 times. However, what
would be, but hang on, then you're saying that's only to feel the connection, not to actually buy, because
no.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Okay, so 7 to 13, 14. However, I'm trying to think of this website that runs these surveys and statistics. I think I'll have to find out the name. It's an Australian site, and they run these polls on social media to see when people are buying in, when they kind of shut down and go too much marketing. I'll find that website for you. It's something to do with social media. I can't remember the actual name, but I'll find it for you. They ran a survey, a poll last year in August or September last year, and they found that even though it's 7 to 13 touch points, if you have constantly touched top of mind, if you have systematically been top of mind about 5 or 6 times on Facebook, and the rest through a database or through a blog that this audience might be following, they are convinced that they can do business with you. So it doesn't necessarily have to be on Facebook. As much as the research shows you need to show up on Facebook, if for whatever reason this target audience is following, let's say, here's an example. So you network in the city of Casey. Both of you network in the city of Casey. You know, you pop up around there, you kind of network, people kind of know you, you're showing up. So your face, visually, they remember your face. They might not remember your name. Okay, let's just go with they don't remember your name. visually they've seen you a few times. You popped up at this network and you popped up at network A and network B. So that's only 2 touch points in that month because you've only seen them twice. Now let's say for whatever reason you have got some sort of deal going with the City of Casey, where the City of Casey in their newsletter, which the City of Casey do, they plug your business saying, we've got Sean coming into the coffee club at the City of Casey next month talking about the importance of, backup and whatever it is. Now I, that has networked with you twice in that month or once in that month, go, that's right. That's the IT guy. Yeah. I saw him at network A. Great. So now I go to the coffee club and Sean does his thing. He talks about that and I'm like, oh yeah, that was good. I got 1 or 2 indicators. Some were a little bit too technical, but okay. They chat to you. Great. Another touch point. Now from there, one of my friends said to me, oh, you really need to come down to this network. Check it out. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And coincidentally, either somebody mentions Sean's name or Sean is there. There's another touch point to Sean or Icon Systems and Data. So now there's 3. Now this is where then, for whatever reason, let's say I connect with Sean on LinkedIn. Sean's bloody shown up 3 times in 30 days. I'll just add him on LinkedIn, suss him out, because that's what people do. So I add Sean on LinkedIn, and Sean has got some interesting videos that, his face is not on there. It's these little animated 1-minute videos or a little article, or he might have a status going. It's been one of those weeks. For example, Sean's LinkedIn might say, it's been one of those weeks where it seems like a lot of people have got caught into this scam that is going around where people are doing this. And I'm like, no way, I should share that. Now, do you see how suddenly Sean is actually not strategically trying to feed me information, but because he's right across Facebook networking and sharing things, now had about 5 or 6 touch points and across platforms. So in my mind, I couldn't pin down and go, oh, Sean was there. All I remember is Sean IT. That's what he does. But he's across 3 different things. Networking, he's on Facebook, and he's on LinkedIn. Does that make sense? So in that month, I possibly have got 4 to 5 touch points. Then it's going to take another maybe 4 weeks before I reach that next capacity of Sean doing touch points. Because now if I've connected with him on LinkedIn, and every fortnight he has something going on, that's 2 other touch points. And then I go to that networking as a visitor again, I see Sean again. So that's nearly 8 or 9, give or take. Do you see what I mean? So it is not a quick process where you're capturing leads. You are just bringing them to the surface of what it is that you do. So you can then, in let's say 6 or 7 weeks, say, hey, well, if you've got any questions, let me know. I'd love to do, just come on site, give you a quote or have a conversation or catch up for a coffee or whatever that is. That is when it goes into the lead capturing process where you can say, let's have a coffee or let me come on site and do that. Then it becomes the light green. But as you can see, just now that I've explained to you, the traffic to the lead capturing has taken you possibly 6 weeks, depending on if you're not doing paid advertising, then you're probably taking you a good 6 weeks to get there. From there, depending again on what you've got to offer and your process, then you'd start nurturing them. So for example, if you go for the coffee chat, whether it's Tara or Sean, you go for a coffee chat, you have a conversation for half an hour and you say, look, this is how I work. And they go, well, I'm not ready to buy just yet. But I'd want to be in the loop because I think that's something that I will do in the next 4 or 5 weeks. Okay, great. If they say 4 or 5 weeks and they don't hear from you in 4 or 5 weeks, that's just crap because they've forgotten about you. I mean, you asked me what I ate on Monday. I've got no idea. Where did I go on Monday? Unless I look at my calendar, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can tell you what I did yesterday, but I don't know what I did on Monday. I'm actually telling you this and I'm trying to think what I did and I can't remember. I'm going, I should reach out for my phone and look at what it is that I did. So somebody says to you, yes, Sean, we'll look at doing that in about a month. We didn't really think it was going to cost $5,500. I know we're a fairly okay sized business, but we need to put that into, we've got to kind of put that in the budget. So let's do that next month. Okay, great. So Sean walks out the door. I go about doing whatever it is that I do. 2 weeks later, I've forgotten that I told Sean in 2 weeks I should hear from him because I need to lock it and load it, but I've forgotten. And if Sean has not touched base with me, I'm not saying you're not, but what I'm saying is you could be sending them little snippets, like a little reminder, or it could be even just in the mail, where you send them something that they get, you know, a week later after you have gone and had a conversation with them, just like a postcard side, something with like a magnet on it. I don't know. But what I'm saying is this is what I want to do with you one-on-one so that you understand this for your business rather than, you know, because I'm covering this from a general scale. Tara would do something the same thing. Somebody does the marketing challenge and then let's say they don't take up the upsell. What else can you give them, or how else can you nurture them to keep them in your funnel? Both of you, whether you are consciously aware or not, you get an email from me, automated email that is not from my inbox, just automated, because you know at the bottom you can see it's just automated, every 7 to 10 days, regardless of what is going on in my life, what is going on in business, whether I'm in Melbourne or not. You know you're going to have an email from Samantha. Or even if you don't, if you go back to your inbox and you search Samantha, you're probably going to have all these automated emails that you've not even opened. But I'm showing up. This consistency. So if you type in and you're going, oh, I remember 2 weeks ago Samantha said something about something. You can't even remember what it is. You type in Samantha, suddenly you're like, oh, wow, she's got this. And not all of it will be relevant. I'm not saying it would be relevant. Maybe 80% is irrelevant. But the bottom line is Samantha's in your inbox. She is on your newsfeed. She was in your inbox. She's top of mind. And that is what I want both of you and Karen and Jude to recreate. I need all of you to really go, okay, top of mind, top of mind, top of mind, top of mind. It could be a one-liner. It could be a 2-minute segment. It could be a 5-minute segment. It could be 500 words. It could be 100 words. The bottom line is you need to be top of mind. And this is where it all comes together in the nurturing process. Okay, that's just nurturing them. From nurturing, you need to then strategically look at how you are adding value that is going to convert them into a high ticket item. Because I know with you, Sean, you don't have a call out fee, do you?
No.
No. So for you, it is really, really beneficial. And I think we spoke about this last time, where if you nurture them well enough and it is a job, you know, your perfect ideal client job, for you, that's a high quality lead. If you can convert them, you know, for whatever price it is, you know, you might say a high quality lead is worth, I don't know, $25. Maybe it's a bit more, maybe it's a bit less. I don't know. But whatever it is, if you're going to invest that and they're going to convert in 4 to 5, 6 weeks, that's cool. You might take a deposit. If they say, okay, we're going to work together in a month, you might say, okay, you know, you need to pay a deposit of $500 so I can lock and load you in and I'll see you on the 10th of July. Right. If that's not the case and you're going, okay, I'll touch base with you in 2 weeks and we'll work out a time when I'm going to come on site. In 2 weeks' time, you still need to find a way to nurture them. Whether that's through an email, whether that might be a phone call 7 days later, or whether that's something in the post, you need to have a system. And this system is what I'm trying to build. I want all of you to build on, because that system is what changed my business. That system is what is helping a lot of businesses be top of mind and convert people. And this is where often people think, oh, I just want to generate leads. But it is not about just generating leads. It's about nurturing the leads you already have. And this is where having that database and nurturing them every single fortnight or every single month at a bare minimum is crucial, so they don't forget you. You know, I have clients on it that have been on there for nearly 5 years. And some of them have only bought small ticket items, you know, and when I say small ticket, you know, like let's say the books for $25 to a little 4-part video series that might be $79, $80. And some of them have bought something for about $400. And they continue to buy those little things. They've never gone into a high ticket item. Then you've got others that have gone $25 and then gone boom to the next. And then you've got others that are just trending for all the free training, and they buy, again, small things. Like they're very big on showing up to the free training elements, and then they'll take a small upsell. And when I say small upsell, $249, $349. So there's a combination of people in this database. But imagine if I went, oh, great, they're only buying the $25 books. Like, seriously, I'm not going to run a profitable business selling $25 books. And it's not the case, because I don't make money on $25 because there's all these systems I've put in place. So, but my thing, the way it's looked at is they are in the database watching me, following me, buying at different times. I'm not looking to make money from that group. I'm making money and running a profitable business from the high ticket items. But that doesn't mean to say that I underestimate the power that lies within them, but they might buy in 6 months. I don't know. And how dare I assume and cut them off and stop nurturing them, because they have not, if they didn't like what I was offering, they can just click a button and unsubscribe, and I'd never know who they were. Like I wouldn't, and it wouldn't matter. But they're not. They're opening the weekly emails. They're having a read. Sometimes they're clicking, because whenever they click on a landing page, I can tell. And whatever database you have, you'll be able to see the same thing. So you'd be like, okay, this group is constantly clicking on the landing pages but not buying. Now let's look at, if they're not buying this audience and this landing page, is there a disconnect? And there has been times, honestly, and I think I've mentioned this before, where I said, I've run Facebook ads with my face on the ad and it was a complete fail, like it didn't work. And then, you know, I run a picture with, you know, this person on a laptop trying to pull their hair out, and that worked. So that audience, when they have come onto my database, you think I send them videos of myself? No, I send them stuff that are a little bit more techy, because I know that's what feeds their need. Because I know if I start going, hey guys, da-da-da-da-da, it's not going to work. Like, they don't engage that way. So I kind of need to segment them into different groups. And I think currently on my database, I've got, I think, about 15 different categories. So I've got the people that have just come on for free when they opt in. Then I've got the high ticket guys, they sit on a different tag. Then I've got people that have just bought books, they sit on a different tag. People that have come to workshops in 2016, they're in one category. People that have come to workshops in 2015, they're in one category. People that are currently attending various different workshops in 27, they're in one category. Do you see what I mean? So I know on behavior and on purchases and what they're trending. So if I wanted to send an email to people that were in 2015 that didn't go across to the 2016 group because for whatever reason they didn't buy last year, I have a way of opening, going, it would say, hey, and then I put the name and then it automatically pre-populates to Shan or Tara. So it would say, hey Tara, it's been a while. Just want to see what you've been up to. Would love to hear about how your business is tracking, and if I can offer you any suggestions or a few tips or tricks or whatever. And here are my top 3 for businesses doing whatever it is, because I know whether they're service or retail. 1, 2, 3. Love to hear from you. Talk soon, Samantha. So that goes out to the 2015 group. To somebody that has just been to a workshop, it would be like, hey, it was great to see you a few weeks ago. I hope you're taking some action and doing your planning. If you're stuck and you need some support, just reach out and connect with me on Facebook. And I'll put my group on my Facebook business page, and I'll leave it at that. Do you see how I'm still talking to 2 different people, but in 2 completely different forms, just to make sure that they're going, it's personalized, rather than saying, hey everyone, currently on Facebook, this is the latest update. I mean, I do that too, because obviously I talk about Facebook and LinkedIn, but I need to personalize the individual audiences, and that's crucial. And that's where the high quality leads go from adding value, so from the orangey red, to then they go into converting them into a high quality lead and a paying customer in the purple. So this is where you need time, and this is why I said in the purple, so looking back at your purple flow chart, you need to know your end goal, and the next one that you need to break down is your time frame. How much time are you willing to invest on this process? Like, I know within my business, to get a client to a VIP one-on-one session where I'm in their organization, that doesn't happen just over a phone call. That takes, give or take, 2 to 5 touch points, and that is through email marketing and a phone call as well, for them to go, yes, send me an invoice and let's get started in 2 weeks. So for me to do that, I need to allocate time, because I still need to get to networking. I need to still service clients. I need to run online trainings. I need to do all these other things. Plus, I've got to, run a household. So it's not like I'm just sitting here 24/7 and doing this and then going to bed, because I've got to do other stuff. So what I'm saying to both of you, and, Karen and Jude that will be listening to this later, is you need to look at the end goal and then reverse engineer the whole thing. And that reverse engineering process is what I want to sit with you and do, because if you get this right, you will get time back, and which means then you can focus on a systematic plan of how you're going to approach things. Like, for example, because I know what I do every single week, I can afford to go, okay, today's Friday, I have to do a few more things, and by 1:32, I can clock off for the day. Or I'll go, no, I'm going to do this because I need to hit that target. Do you know what I mean? I'm not kind of bouncing from one to the other. And sometimes I ignore phone calls only because I'm in the middle of something. And if I stop to pick up that phone call, it's just not going to work. So it's knowing the process and having to build a system around it so I can pull back a little bit and give myself time, if that makes sense. How are we feeling about this process right now? Let's go to Sean and then to Tara. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think it's really good. That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we'll go through this individually for maybe 2 or 3 components in your business, Sean. So with your on-site process, but then also maybe how you can position it differently for when you're networking and connecting with business owners at networking events. Yeah?
Yep.
And then also, I remember you were talking about that package where you wanted to put them, what did you call it? Like, I've gone blank.
Maintenance agreement.
That's the one, maintenance agreement. Blank moment there. How can we funnel that offer into this as well so that you've got the 3 different options available to your ideal client? I'm just going to write that down so I don't forget.
How can you make that irresistible?
That's it. Okay. Did you have any
personality is great, son. That's probably not going to convert them quick enough for what you want.
Sorry, could you say that again? It was just sort of breaking up a bit there in the background.
I said, as long as, even though your fantastic, friendly personality, easy to get along with, is exactly what they want, that's not necessarily going to convert them quickly enough.
Yes, true.
Okay, but if I just took some notes for you, Sean.
Sorry, say again?
Is your website up and running, Sean?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
No. Well, it's there, but it's still got a lot of placeholders and stuff like that because it was based off that template.
Yep.
So there's still a lot of content that needs to go, which I'm still writing. And then once all that's in, then I'll start to upload the content to the various sections and the landing pages that we spoke about before.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Have you got a Facebook page? I can't remember. I'm having a blank. You've got the Facebook.
Yeah, I do.
Just while you're on there, I'm just going to look at it just because I want to, just bear with me. I just want to do I want to take a note and I want to do it so that, if I can type, there we go. Okay, so you've not put any content since January.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So the reason I did that was I looked on your pages. So you know how I said both of you get an action task following this call. What I give you on your action task for the fortnight is what we are going to implement and break on a bigger scale when I sit with you one-on-one. Does that make sense? So that there is no room for you to fall off this particular topic, because if you fall off this in this program, you're probably not going to catch up. So it is absolutely crucial that you execute this like in this month and not fall off this, because let's say, you kind of go, okay, well, the video component part, I'll get there. Okay, last month we spoke about sales and upsells. Yeah, I think I'm an okay salesperson. Okay, great. Let's say for whatever reason you go, I'm just going to stick to my sales process. I'm not going to take Samantha's on board. That's cool. But if you slack off on this is going to have a massive impact on every other aspect of your business, because there's a loop. Just like I told you before, where, I don't send you an email. You're going to be like, what the hell? I'm on a program and I didn't get an email. Like, I don't know what time. Is she going to be on at 9:15 or 9:20 or 9:30? Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't afford to stuff this one up. And that's why it's strategically positioned sort of towards the halfway mark. So I can do that with you one-on-one for your business. And if it takes a little bit longer, then it takes a little bit longer. That's okay, but we need to execute it in right here, right now, in this month. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Tara, let's swap to you because I've got Sean's task done. Do
So
you
for
have
me,
any questions?
many directions with this. One is definitely the personal physical networking, refining that and getting that running hot would be good. And you and I have spoken briefly about aspects of that are going on. Yes, around the challenge, refining what I'm doing there and what's going on there, but bigger still is that's not the only thing that I offer or do. So it's about getting the other things happening as well, flowing on from that and getting them all in the right sync, so to speak.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So, okay, so I've got physical networking 14-day challenge. What's one other big thing that you want?
To get this mastermind happening with more people in it. Whilst that's a regular monthly thing, I'm better working in groups, not just from the interaction point of view, but the value add is better in the groups than one-on-one. Plus it's easier for me right now to work with 6 people at once than one-on-one at the time. Normal thing, really.
Okay. All right. So we'll go through that. Okay, beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're moving across to the next one. And as I said, your task will flow from this. So the design, implement, and execute. When you get your email today, and you will get it today because it's going to come out to you straight, given that there's a level of urgency that I need you guys to execute. I can't stress enough. I know I'm like carrying on about the same thing, but I really need you guys to get this downright packed because this is the game changer. This changed my business probably about three and a half, nearly 4 years ago when I moved across from MailChimp onto GetResponse. I got time back because I just automate everything. And sometimes people say to me, oh, you know that email I got last week? I thought that was good. And in my head, I'm going, what are they talking about? Because I don't remember. Like currently I've got a holiday plan. I'm going to Sri Lanka at the end of this month for 5 days, five nights, 6 days. I have already got the emails that are going out systematically from the 1st of June till the 30th of June. It's already done. It was done not last week, because last week I ran a 2-day workshop in Doncaster, the week before. So 6.5 weeks before I take time out to completely switch off, the database is already set up to get emails on Mondays, and some are going out on Monday, some are going out I think on Thursday. I think I set it up depending on what I wrote. Now, if you ask me what am I going to get on the 20th of June, I've got no idea. I have written it. It's planned. It's all done. So while I'm away, I can just check my newsfeed. I can check some emails, and I don't have to do anything else because it's done. So this is what I'm saying to you. It took me, look, to do that for 6.5 weeks in advance because I'm in Sri Lanka. Then I come back. I've got 24 hours in Melbourne, and then I'm on a flight to Sydney for 3 days. And then I come back, and it's the weekend. And that weekend is the end of the school term. So I've got then one child at home for 2 weeks, which I'm still working because she knows that. But what I'm saying to you is I'm not working at full capacity. I'm not working 5 days a week. In that 2 weeks, I'm actually only working from memory 4.5 days in that 10-day period. So, you know, suddenly it's like I'm offline for 3.5 weeks when it's not the case. But imagine if I had to do all this stuff and still be a parent to this nearly 8-year-old. Do you know what I'm saying? So the best thing was when I did that, it took me, I think, just to give you context, I think it took me 3.5 hours the weekend before the workshop to put all those emails together and see how one ties into the other, into the other, into the other. Because some of it was information, some of the emails that were going out to the database were information updates on things they should be, you know, keeping in the loop with how Facebook is trending. So that is the email that is coming out on Monday. On the Monday, yeah, that's right. On the Monday next week. And then the following email. The rest, the other 2 emails are talking about something they need to pay attention to in the new financial year, and then there's an upsell of, I can't remember what exactly the details were, but there was an upsell. So what I'm saying to you, so it took me, I had to really think, okay, this is going to go here, segmented here. If they respond to this, it's going to go to this. So I did that. So it did take 3.5 hours, but 3.5 hours means I can be away for 3.5 weeks, where my database feels like Samantha's still messaging us, but I'm not, because I've actually switched off completely. Do you know what I'm saying? So 3.5 hours to feed 3.5 weeks. Normally, if I was not, and I was only doing 2 weeks in advance, it would take me probably give or take an hour. Those emails that I send you guys take me less than an hour, because it's, you know, it's just, there's a system to it. And that system is what I want to go through with you individually, so I can custom make it for you. Okay, so that's crucial. So let's look at the design, implement, and execute. The end goal, what do you want to achieve in 3 months? So when I sit with you one-on-one, whether that's face-to-face or online, I need you to actually know what you want to hit in 3 months. Your 3-month goal is absolutely crucial. Okay, from there, we are going to go through this live as well, your 2 or 3 strategies. So either it's a Facebook ad, either it's a blog, it's a video series, a cross promotion, or a joint venture. Whatever it is that you want to do, we need to design and execute that this month, so that you have a good leading time over the next 3 months to get your business, you know, the wheels turning without stopping. Like, you can stop. I'm not saying you're not going to stop, but to the outside world where you're feeding information on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on your database, this is happening. Bullet number 2. So that is absolutely crucial. And then the content, educate, add value, and nurture. That is what we're going to go through. So if you get...
If I lose you guys, if I drop out, it's because I've lost power, and I'll catch up.
No, that's all right. It's recorded anyway, Tara, so I'll send you the recording. So bullet number 2 and bullet point number 3 go hand in hand. If there's a disconnect, it ain't working. And look, there are times where I get this wrong too. I'm not saying I've got every single one down right pat. You know, for example, when I about 3.5 weeks ago, I hired a professional videographer to do some videos for me that is going out on Facebook as of next week. So the ads happened this week, and the campaign will start next week. And when I hired him, like, I met him at a KC networking event that I was a guest speaker. And since then, I have actually decided to do a joint venture with him. So some of my client packages will actually have a video component inbuilt, and Chad will go out and deliver the work. So I'm just upselling it, and he goes out and delivers it. And when I acquired him, one of the things he said to me is, he's like, I have gone and I've really watched you on video, and some of the stuff you say, you're talking too fast, you make up words as you go along. So I think you really actually need to go do this. And I was like, oh, thanks. Like, I appreciate that. So there are parts that when I need professional help, I need somebody to guide me as well. But what I'm saying is the system, the method to my madness works. So there are times where I might make up a word and people are going, what the hell is she on about? And that's okay. That's, you know, there's a learning element to that. But what I'm saying is the system is what you need to get downright packed, locked and loaded, because the content you can keep changing and updating. And, you know, you might not get the content right. As I said, Chad said to me, oh, you know, when you're recording those videos in the car, you talk really fast. And I'm like, well, yeah, I am, because I'm like, woo, 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 I've got to go. I've got all this stuff I want to share, and I don't breathe. And he's like, yeah, there's a problem with that. I'm like, yeah, true. Okay, cool. So the content element, you know, there was a bit of a disconnect because I was too fast. And then in something else, he's like, oh, you know, the lighting in that video, Samantha, was absolutely shit. I'm like, true. I mean, I got a few questions from that, and one converted to a client, not a high ticket, but a low ticket. So even though it was shit, it was kind of okay. But I'm okay to that. You know, I'm okay that I didn't get it down right pat. And that's what I want, you know, both of you and Karen and Jude listening to this is to understand. I don't have all the videos, all the lighting, all the techie, all the stuff happening. But my wheels are still turning, and I'm still generating leads, and I'm still making having sales happening through clients. So what I'm saying to you is, I'm not saying to you need to get the visuals and all the wording down right, the branding all packed. I need you to just do the process. You're probably going to go in 6 months, oh my God, I can't believe I did those random animated videos. Like, seriously, what was I thinking? Or why did I do that? Or why did I record it in that setting? And you're probably not going to be happy with it, but just implement the process. And that's what I want to take you through. Okay. So
it's easy to tweak a system you have and modify something you don't have and refine because you can't measure it.
No, exactly. So I know with on Facebook, the business chat series, when I had it edited, because I actually had it edited on Fiverr. So if you were to go back to my business page and have a look at Business Rant series, I recorded it myself at the Waterman Business Center. Then I sent it off to Fiverr and the guy put the little thing. And look, it's shit. Like, I get that it's not great, but it made me money. So I can now go, okay, now I get Chad, who's a professional guy. I pay him and he does all this stuff. I can see that it's going to work because I've got the system going. The lighting wasn't great. Those intro and outro screens were not great quality. And I didn't have all the gadgets, so I was mic'd up. But I still made sales out of that. So it gives me that heads up. It's worthwhile for you to spend now, Samantha, to get a whole series running. So the trust and the credibility is a little bit more, and you're positioning yourself a little bit higher in the marketplace. Okay, but had I not done that, it wouldn't make sense for me to go spend this money with Chad when I don't know whether people are going to engage, whether they're going to buy, what they like better than the others. So I know the funny video where I go, hey guys, that works to a certain audience, and to the others, it's the one of the things that I might be talking about would be tips and stories and that sort of thing, like case studies. So there's two components, and that is what I want to go through with you guys when I sit with you. So the strategy and the content. And then lastly is the upsell. So last month we spoke about the sales process. So I'm not going to go into that too much, but essentially, really looking at how these two, so your strategies and your content, then feed into having that sales conversation and an upsell. So that's what I essentially want to go through. So what I've taken notes is, Sharon, it's about your maintenance offer, your networking, and your Facebook page. We'll leave the website on hold for now. Let's look at how you can engage on Facebook, because then when you network with people, you can tell them, if you want some tips or tricks, just visit my Facebook page. Like and follow us, and you can also see all these other things. So we'll look at that, and then obviously we're going to look at 2 strategies for you rather than 3, just to get you off the ground. Let's look at 2 strategies that you can execute in the next 3 months, Sean. That's what I've written for you, and I'll put that in an action task email. And let's book in a time before the 19th. So Tara and you both, before the 19th of this month is when we need to catch up, because otherwise it will have to wait till the 1st of July. But I don't want to, because then we're on the live call again. I want to see you guys before the live call. So that's what I've got for you, Shan. Did you have any questions before I swap over to Tara about what I have just said?
No questions. It's very, very clear cut. It's good.
Okay, cool. All right. So Tara, swapping to you. So I have got bullet points for you as the physical networking, how you can monetize that better. Is that correct? Yep, the 40-day challenge. So we're looking at tweaking that. And then the mastermind. Yep. And then we're going to look at, for you, you've already got 1 strategy going. So we're going to look at 2 strategies.
2 more, yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it what I've got for you, because you've already got the Facebook ad thing going, which is looking at tweaking that. So the 2 strategies, 3 months, and we'll catch up.
Yeah. Again, let's do it before the 19th. I'm not at Bob next Tuesday.
Okay.
I am out that way to catch up with Dan sometime, but I don't know what day yet.
Okay, cool. So I'll talk to you about that.
Yeah, I don't know if you're around Morty Alec on Tuesday after Bob, because, no, you won't be. Anyway, forget that.
Yeah, I'll message you and we'll organize the time. All right. Yeah. So essentially, that is wrapping up today's call. I will send you both the email today, and what I'll do is send you some dates. Do you want me to send some dates?
Yeah, I'll send you potential. I'll send you potential dates of what I've got available. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. All right. Any questions before we close the call, or are you both okay?
I think I'm good.
Oh, good. All right. Beautiful. I'll send you guys an email in the next half an hour to hour. And yeah, and I'll see you both soon.
Yeah, cool. Sam, have thought of one thing. Not directly relevant to what we've been talking about this morning, but one of the things that's come up, and you've probably seen my later videos for the challenge, or at least the intro one.
Yeah.
Because I see the link to that. So that's been done at my place, and the scene and the lighting there, as far as I can tell, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Lise wants to do the next few videos at her place, which creates a shadow on one side of our face I'm not completely comfortable with. So I've tried all sorts of things to get her out of it and to get her to understand that the lighting's not okay there. But she says, no, it'll be all right. So I kind of need to get your brain around that too, so I can come up with a different strategy.
Okay.
Just maybe it'll work if I just say, Samantha said it's not okay.
Yeah. Let's look at how we can frame that conversation. Say to her, it needs to be a different lighting because that could be impacting the viewers. How the viewer is engaging. And that was one of the things I actually honestly learned by working with Chad. He said to me, he goes, I know you've got it at the Waterman and the lighting's okay, but he goes, the editing, the front intro is not, it's cheap and nasty. And I was like, oh, well, I knew that. So little things that I tweaked and I've learned all the time. So yeah, I'm happy to give you some points. What I'll do is I'll put a video element in your task, and then you can say, oh, when I was on the mastermind call with Samantha, we did speak about Facebook ads and video, and she did mention these 3 key points. So maybe you can then bounce the conversation off. Samantha mentioned 3 key points on video. Yeah? Cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you go. Have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you both either in person or online, one-on-one, before the 19th of June. Yeah?
Yep, for sure.
All right, beautiful. Take care, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks,
bye.
Sam. Thanks, Karen.
Bye.
Bye.